Yeah.
So if everyone is ready, please let me know so I can start the session. Okay. Is everyone is here or anyone yet to join?
Sir, please start.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you. So good morning, guys. How are you? So let's continue the session for the final day. So today, I'm gonna show you how to apply the colors for the garments, and at the same time, I'm gonna show you how to apply the fabrics, and how to apply the prints, and and after that details how to do the embroideries, how to draw the embroideries, and blending techniques, the same process what we done for the skin tone, so it's not as there is no any specific differences between the blending. Basically, as we discussed yesterday, I use the same tools: smudge, burn, and dodge tools for blending. So these are the tools I apply even for the coloring, in the fabrics and all those details also. So as I finished a little bit, okay, so I just want to work on, because today is the last day, so I want to cover the most of the topic. So that's why I finished a few. So, okay, and the food, I didn't work out much. I just burned the part. I didn't smudge it. Okay, I didn't blend it. Technically, you can say, okay, either smudging or blending. So I didn't completely done it, but you guys can see I have little rough idea, how my mannequin gonna look like. Yesterday we only discussed about the burn tool, right? But we didn't talk about the dodge tool. So how I gonna use the dodge tool? So let's talk about that one too once again. So for example, in this case, let's go with the head. Okay, so if it's a mannequin, okay, so I have a stronger mannequin. The same thing, the brush, I go with the soft and round brush, okay, and I go with the bigger brush, bigger size number. So I'll keep the rest the same. Exposure, I'm keeping at 42. So I'm not changing that one. So that's fine for me now. So what I do is I simply apply a stroke and I see how much light I got it. I have little more needed. So I apply two more strokes. They can see the stuff like, it's turning into the white. See? And where my light should be goes as per the details, I'll go and apply the whites over there. Depend upon how much light I want. And if I want any sharp and tiny, I'll reduce the size of my brush. I'll work on these details little more clear and see here. So where I needed, and I just do the process there. One stroke, two strokes, that's good enough for me now here. And I do the same thing over the sleeves, arms also. So I want to be a little bit white over here. So that's the reflection of light, you can see. And okay, and here, not too much, but this specific area, it's more reflection with the light if you stand in this particular pose. So I just follow my imagination. Yesterday, as we discussed, the light source is on this side, right? For example, let me draw the light source also so you guys can understand a little better. Let me create it in the new layer instead of this one. Second, let me close this one. And let's take the brush. So this is my light source, for example. So guys can see this is my light source, and from here I'm getting my light. Okay. So that's where the light is falling on the human body. That's my imagination. Okay. So as you can see, it is in a specific angle. If you imagine this one in a 3 dimension, this light is little front of your face, but not exactly the front. It's in the corner in this direction. For example, if you can see the camera, so like the video of mine. So for example, this is my face and this is the light source. It's falling in this direction. Okay, so that's what you need to observe clearly. So the best example I can say for this one is like you can see myself, like you can see me on the video, okay, and you can see how the light is working over here. See, this is more whiter spot, and the hair, because of the hair, it's more darker over here, and you can see the light is coming in this direction. It's a reflection of that light. It's coming in this direction, right? So you can see, because I don't have any front light today, I close my windows. So you can see little darker on my cheeks, cheeks and chin. See, and the light is only falling on my forehead and the cheeks area near the eye, like eyes. Okay, rest of the area you can see it's more darker than yesterday's video. Like if you observe that, this is the thing you need to observe yourself and start imagining when you drawing them. Okay, where is the light and how the light is falling on the body and how you want to render them. Okay, so this is the basic principle you guys need to understand and imagine it, and get used to it. That's how you can perfection any kind of an illustration, either by hand drawing or digital. This is for both. So there is no any specific technique for hand drawing or this one. So this is where the light gonna fall more and it's more reflection on the arm. So that's where I can say, and a little bit over here. Oh, sorry, I think it's in the different layer. That's why it's not up. Let me put it on the skin tone layer. So here, a little bit, and a little bit here, and a little bit on the fingers there. I think that's good. So that's where I can say my light is falling over here. I didn't blend on the foot because anyhow I'm gonna draw a shoes or anything over here. So that's why I didn't blend it much. I just want to finish it up a little quicker. But if you guys want, I can finish it up. So okay. Now I took my smudge tool again. Okay. Now I smudge it a little bit better and and use this white and use this resource and make it smooth. Okay, way you can feel okay, this is my best render. I got more closer to the realistic. Okay, 1 second. So let's be switching. So I'll zoom it as much as I can and reduce the brush size to 32 and now make it smooth. Okay, so I mix these colors now more even and more softer. Now you can see the blend become more closer to the realistic. So these things you guys can achieve by just practicing these three tools constantly. And the second thing you guys need to do is observe the things, how light is working on the objects or like in a human body when you're standing on in a room, and see and observe that and use those things when you're drawing it. Okay, this is the way you guys need to learn to to make a more better result in your illustrations. So you guys got my point, right? Any doubts so far, guys? So this is what I gonna do. No, okay, my rendering is good, and I'll zoom out also once 116. I don't know details where I want that everything. Okay. And I think that's good enough for now. I don't want to spend only on the skin for the entire session. Okay. So I think I have really decent work is done for now. It's close to realistic that what I needed for now. So, okay, so that's good enough for now. We can continue for the next thing. So, how to apply the colors? The same thing how we did it for Um, so I'll remove this light or maybe I'll log this layer. So I don't want to disturb that one. And now this one is for the dress colors. Okay. So I want to put it on top of the croquis so I don't get these lines of croquis lines, works and everything. So I kept my layer on top of the croquis layer and but I put it on the bottom of this top and trouser. You guys can see, okay. So, for example, if I'm coloring for the shirt, okay. So what I do is I'll create a layer under the top layer. So this is my top layer, right? That's where you can see the line, my drawings, you can see my top drawing. So under that layer, I kept a new layer. This is going to be the color or a fabric or whatever the name you want to give for them. Okay. So for example, I'll give color. Okay, so color for the top. Now what I how I gonna do is like for example if you're working with the plain colors, okay, I do the same thing. Again I go with my polygamy lasso tool. Okay, you guys can see, and I select my area where I want to draw this one. So I just before going that I just want to zoom it a little closer so I can apply the color for the textile more better. I think this way I can closer to the screen, and I took my polygamy lasso tool. I just start any way where I can feel comfortable that I can apply the color. So I'm just taking from the bottom itself. Okay, that's fine. If you want to start from the top area also, that's fine. You guys can do it. Okay, so it's up to you because I have lots of folds here. So I want to start it from here. Even if anyway in the smudging, I'm gonna fix. So So I got my selected area now. Okay, so what you want to do is you can take your paint bucket. Okay, and you can apply for that, like whatever the color you want to choose. Okay, for now we can use any kind of any kind of a layer color. So I just go with some sage green, or for example, we can go with some sage green, little more lighter, just for fun, just to make it a little brighter color. So I took my color and I can simply drop the color of this area. Okay, and now go to select and click deselect. You guys can see you applied your color for the top. See now. Okay, so we're gonna blend for later once you apply this color. Okay, now you have your color. Okay, this is the your fabric color or your t-shirt material. So how to apply fabric over here? So if you guys have your swatches ready and just scan them. Okay, and you're supposed to collect some swatches for your collection, right? Which kind of fabrics you guys are using. So you guys can collect, and the website, uh, uh, it's a WSN, I guess. I hope that is a website, or let me find out. One second, I'll let you know that. I forgot the fabric company I always use, or I'll go with the more fabrics. So if I want to use any specific vest, for example, I'm using this supplier. So I'm gonna choose the fabric swatches from him, right? What kind of what kind of fabrics you buying from them, so I can get at least a picture from them. Okay, so before you purchasing or you are trying to order those fabrics, at least you can get a pictures from here for such for particular fabrics. So you can take those things and you can use them in your collection, fashion illustration. So this is one of this quality is very good and premium quality. It's from USA, but they gonna ship to India too. If you guys want to order from here, if you guys want to use, so you can see some fabric swatches over here, and you can shop them, and you can collect the swatch picture from here itself. If outside any other image. By using a jersey, you can use jersey, or if it's a satin, you can choose satin. So for example, if I'm using a jersey, I'm just downloading a white color swatch from online, or I'll get my swatch from as I said, I'll get my swatch from particular resources where I'm buying my fabrics. Guys, in 10 minutes, I think. Okay. So I think I get mostly the.
मैम डायरी में लिखा था ना वो वाला, मुझे डायरी था ना उसी में आभा मैम से लिख पाई थी। मैं पुराने वाले फोन आएंगे तो पूछेंगे।
So white color jersey fabric swatches. So I got my fabric. It's a single jersey. Which kind of a jersey if you are using, planning to use? It's a straight wear. So I don't mind to use any kind of a jersey. So I just want to find the white one, which can apply the color for this one. This is the polyester. You can see this one. This is a cotton knitted. So I'll just go with the single jersey for now. Okay. So try to collect most the whitest thing. So even this creamy color is also fine. You can multiply the color here. So I will show you why the white is important over here. So for example, let's take this one. This one is more whiter and more better. And I like this texture also. So let's get this one for me. And save this image. I got my swatch, and what I'm gonna do is I simply drag it, and I'm gonna drop it over here. Now you can see my fabric. I drop it over here. So I want to resize this one because this texture is too big for me for this for this particular thing. So what I'm gonna do is I gonna duplicate this layer. So I have this fabric swatch, okay, but the texture is too big for me. Okay, I don't want to see the texture uh, that clear. So what I do is I have my fabric swatch here like this. Okay, I'll place this one because you need to identify with the naked eye what is the texture of that fabric. Okay, so you can't just simply put that one. You need to make it more realistic, right? That's the approach that you want to get it. So see the fabric with the naked eye, like longer distance, how the fabric gonna look, the texture gonna look. Okay, so this is the naked eye. You can see the texture like that. Okay, so I have this watch now, and what I'm gonna do is I duplicate this one. Okay, I duplicate this one. So you can find the options over here in this corner, see near the arrow. If you click on those lines, layer, okay, and click OK. Then what you're gonna do is just move it next to it, try to put it parallel to it, okay? Kind of they look together, see now, okay? And still it's not enough for me to cover that face. What I'm gonna do is I'll duplicate one more time, and I put next to it again like this. Okay, so I think now I can manage with the size and width. If you have a doubt, that's fine. You can duplicate one more time again and just put it next to it. Okay, so until you can find that, it's a better result. So what I'm gonna do is now I go up and see this all these 4 layers, and these are smart objects right now. So I want to convert them into normal, to merge them and to make it as a single swatch, to do any kind of an editing. So how to do that? It's not a problem at all. Just select on this layer. You can see this bottom thing. If it's showing that like that, means it's a smart object. Okay, so you can do any kind of an editing on those objects. So what you have to do is just take an eraser or a brush, select that layer and click once. You will get this option called shall I convert this layer? You can simply click OK. Do the same thing to the all the duplicated layers. How many layers if you duplicate? Do the same thing for that. Okay, these are the 4 layers I've done. So I simply click once with my eraser tool. Then when there's a window gonna pop out, I can simply click OK. Now you can see these 4 layers. I want to make them into single layer. So that way I can increase the width also. Now I can increase the height of this fabric swatch. What I'm going to do is I simply go to the options and click merge down. And again I click merge down because it's a 4 layers, right? I want to make it as a single layer. Merge down 3 times. Now it became as a single swatch. Do you guys understand me? You guys have any doubts?
Hello, sir. Can you repeat this one, swatch one?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So I will repeat once again. Once you download your swatch, okay, you can bring that swatch by simply dragging and drop it over here. Okay. And of course, you can see here the texture very clearly. That means it's magnified the look of this watch because it zoomed and magnified and took a picture. That's why you can see the threads and yarns, right? but to the naked eye, you don't see this close with the texture, right? So what you're gonna do is resize this one, the smaller, how it's gonna look like for your naked eye. Naked eye means like without any magnifications or anything, with your, like, you know, simple look of an eye, like, you know, you're gonna make it smaller and size. This is how it's gonna look like the textile, right? See now, okay. Now you have your swatch here. As per the texture and everything, you can see the texture, but you can't see the yarns over here, right? So such a small size, you need to do it. Okay. Now I need to manage this one to the width and height of this t-shirt. For that, I need to increase this fabric swatch. What I'm gonna do is simply go to the options over here in this one. Click there, and you find a duplicate layer. Duplicate layer. So once you click duplicate, move and place it next to it to get a perfect match like this. Again, duplicate this one. Again, duplicate this layer and place that next to it, and you can see that. And now I think it's fine for the width of this textile. So what I can do is I need to convert this smart object. You can see the small thing in this layer. It's supposed to be look like this. So for that, what I'm gonna do is simply take an eraser, click on that object. You get this small window popped out, and it says, like, you know, the smart object must be rasterized before proceeding. Editing contents or no longer be available. So rasterize means you just need to convert them. Simply click OK. You do the other layers also the same thing.